Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm at Apex 2014 and I'm joined by Patrice from Inventec. Patrice, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Greenway initiative that Inventec have been promoting and are promoting again here. It's very important to have all the elements of that connected and look at the impact all the way through the supply chain. Tell me how you do that.
So Greenway was launched at Rio Conference, United Nations Conference in 2012. Basically, it's an approach. It's not only a product range, it's an approach. So what we do is we define impact parameters on health and environment of our products and services.
Yeah.
And then we try to improve as many parameters as we can without degrading the other ones. So it's a way of not transferring the problem to another area. So we do that for cleaners, we do that for solder paste, we do that for our follow-up in gas services and so on. So we extend it to all our ranges.
Okay, and give me some highlights of the parameters that you're actually working to.
So for example, if we take cleaners or solder paste, we are talking about the toxicity of the composition, we are talking about the flammability, we are talking about the impact on the environment, such as the chemical oxygen demand. And so we take all these parameters, we make sure with Veritas, which is a third-party auditing company, that we have chosen the right parameters and that we are really improving those parameters.
Okay, so I then have that audit, that certification that you're improving.
It's not a certification as there is no norm, but it is an audit and a check by a third party.
Okay, so they will give me that. And what I also need to know, I obviously need to know it's not impacting on other processes, but I need to know I'm getting the same value for money, the same performance out of that particular chemical.
That's very true. The first thing we check is to have the same or better technical performance. So we have no trade-off on performance whatsoever, technical performance, and then with ISO performance we improve the ecological and health parameters.
Okay, so if I'm, for example, I'm an OEM and my contract manufacturer, my EMS is manufacturing for me, managing my supply chain, and I want to drive Greenway through them. How would that process look? Would I approach you? Would I approach you with my manufacturing partner?
You would do the same thing as you, for example, let's take an example of soda paste. When you qualify soda paste, instead of just qualifying normal standard range, you would probably come to us and we would say, okay, we have a Greenway product that could answer your needs. And then it's just qualifying another type of product, but qualification, technically speaking, would be the same way. But naturally that means that in some cases, maybe we don't have the Greenway answer today, because our plan is to have about 1/3 of our ranges of products to be Greenway in 2016. So we don't mean that everything will be Greenway tomorrow. It's a continuous improvement approach.
And you're constantly moving to that. And if I'm a manufacturer and I want to use your solder paste, but I don't want to use some of your other materials, are you able to look at how your particular Greenway product interacts with other suppliers?
Certainly. That's one of the aspects. We are very keen on the compatibility aspect. Compatibility in terms of cleaning, compatibility in terms of coating. So naturally we try to have the same, also the coating range we have at Inventec, and as well as a cleaning range. So we naturally tell the customer that if he takes everything with us, it's better. But naturally this is not always the case, unfortunately, and then we are able to talk about compatibility with other brand of coating and other brand of cleaners.
And you're able
or the
to
contrary, other brand of solder paste with cleaner and so on.
Okay, and a couple of questions in terms of how the customers are responding. Are there, I wanted to look at verticals, but I also want to look at geographies. Are there geographies that are more attuned to wanting and seeing the value in Greenway? For example, the European market, we've traditionally seen as being a leader.
European is naturally more keen on going fast, and not only in electronics, but also in aeronautics, medical, many other markets. This is because of the pressure, the regulatory pressure we have. Now, we should not be mistaken, even in China, where like 5 years ago nobody would talk about clean cleaners. Today, people in solvent use are very keen on getting something which is less toxic and has less impact on the environment. So it is changing very, very rapidly also in Asia. And I think this is more also a question not only of geography but type of company. You do have some companies, and worldwide they want to go with more friendly product. And so you would find that in US, you would find that in Europe. So it's also, you have to start with the more I would say, advanced customer that want to go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there is also the success stories and
those that want
it
to
goes on from there.
Will listen first. And particularly here in North America, Mexico, are you seeing a good feedback there, good response?
We just started here.
Yeah.
We made the announcement only from now on, and we have good response, and we have clear response from some customers, both in California. You know, California is very open to these issues.
Yeah.
Now we have also to be very precise about what we mean by better impact, because as we mentioned, that many people just transfer impact from one to the other. You don't pollute air, but you pollute soil, or the contrary. So there is also, I would say, a dialogue with the customer to go deep into this Greenway approach, which is not a greenwashing approach. We want to be very clear that it is a serious approach.
Yeah, and you have to understand the regulatory environment they're in and the pressures they're in from their local authorities. Last question, vertical markets. The automotive industry, for example, over the last 10 years has been really encouraged to be able to recycle car parts, and we see that BMWs are, 60% recyclable now. Is that putting pressure further down their supply chain on the Continentals, the Robert Bosches of this world, to be more green?
Recyclability of our product is naturally also a key point in Greenway. And if we go even further in the use of the product to save energy, to save quantities of product use, which is also a part of the Greenway approach, are key not only in electronics. We see that in many markets, many high-tech markets today, and especially with the German companies today in Europe, we are advancing very fast on those the global picture. So, but recyclability, initially, we are not talking about the parts. We don't sell parts. We sell chemicals. And if you look about the cleaner doesn't go into the part. So. We have to be very clear about recyclability. We mean recyclability of our chemicals. The part is another story, and then also it's a big push on that. Big issue
with those sectors. Patrice, pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
It's an exciting initiative, and I look forward to hearing more.
Thank you.
Thank you.